What is up, my fellow gaming brothers? Mach here, and welcome back to the $1 Billion Grind. I know it's been a few days. Had some crazy stuff happen over the weekend. Life, takes its precedence. Got to take care of business sometimes, but I am back at it now. I did manage to get some grinding done over the weekend, though. Just wasn't really in a position to stream it. And we are up to $50 million. I want to say when we left off, we were still down at like 40, something like that. So a couple days of grinding there, just kind of on my own, got us up in the 50 million range. So hopefully by the end of tonight's stream, we'll be at like 53 or 54 even million. I've got a Cayo Perico heist ready to go. So we're going to jump right into it and get moving on it. I got to register for my CEO's Kiro serve here. And let's get rotten. There we go. So hope everybody had a good weekend. I know I did. It was busy, like I said, but it was still a good weekend overall. Boy, the news coming out of Rockstar or something, though, isn't it? You guys see this? This GTA Plus subscription service? Holy crap. I didn't think it was possible for those guys to disappoint more than they already have in this like last year or so. I mean, it's pretty insane the stuff they're doing anymore. I think Rockstar may have surpassed EA Sports as being like one of the absolute worst gaming companies in existence at this point. I don't know. It makes me fear for GTA 6. I don't think that GTA 6... I don't think they have the ability to make a game to top this game, just where they're at right now. I mean, what am I playing here? The third remastered version of this game now? I mean, we played it on PS3, played it on PS4, now I'm playing it on Xbox Series X. Obviously the PC version too, which is kind of a parallel thing, but you know, they're resting on the laurels of this game. And who releases a game in 2013 and then introduces a subscription service for it 9 years later? 9 years later. And the funny thing is I've always said that GTA Online actually did lend itself to the subscription service model, but not the way they're doing it. I mean, they're basically they're charging a subscription just for some in-game stuff, like a really small amount of cash and access to some cars and stuff like that. That's not what you do a subscription service for, man. That's just ridiculous. No, a subscription service would be because the game becomes a service. Oh man, I already messed up. And that's the end of this one. Okay, wow. What? I think that's a new record, man. I think that it might be a new record. I messed up the heist literally just getting off the boat, like inside of the first 60 seconds. I don't know if I've ever messed it up that quickly before. But in the past, when I've said that GTA Online could be a subscription service, I meant in the sense that World of Warcraft is a subscription service, or EVE Online is a subscription service. Heck, even Ultima Online. Ultima Online, man, that game's been out for almost 25 years now. It came out, it went officially live in the fall of 1997, like September, October of 97. And I remember it because I was playing it, and you needed a monthly subscription to play it, and it was the most amazing thing. You'd be in this world with 1,000 other people messing around. It's a wizarding game. But the thing is when I say GTA Online could be that kind of subscription service, what I'm talking about is fundamentally changing the mechanics of the game under the hood also. Like, the biggest problem I have with GTA Online as a game right now is the model. The peer-to-peer model. So, like, I don't know if you know this or not, but when you join a public lobby session, excuse me, itchy. When you join a public lobby session in GTA Online, it's actually being hosted by one of the consoles that you're playing with, or whatever platform you're on, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. So let's just say you're playing on Xbox, and whoops, bumped my microphone there. So let's say you're playing on Xbox and you join a public lobby in GTA Online. That public lobby is actually being hosted, like the server of that session is actually one of the Xboxes of the players in the session. It might be you, it might be somebody else, but the point is, one of the players' Xboxes is acting as the host, and the rest are just kind of clients to that host, and that's how it works. In a game like Warcraft or Ultima Online or EVE, it's the gaming company that provides the server, and everybody who plays is the client. And by the way, that making one of the Xboxes the server of the session, that model is what allows modding. That's the reason why modding can happen, because you can control, you basically have control of what's in the server of your session. That's what allows that. So if Rockstar hosted the game sessions on their servers, and everyone like us, if we were just clients connecting to those servers, there couldn't be any modding. It wouldn't work because you can't control the game assets. And I mean, there's always hackers who will find some way to do this or that, but it wouldn't be anything like these mod menus that you see with people able to do it. You just wouldn't be able to do it because what's allowed in the game will be controlled by the Rockstar servers at that point. That's the first thing that happens. What else comes with that kind of model? Well, more people in a session. How'd you like to play in Los Santos with 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people? Actually, the map might not be big enough to support 1,000 people, but it's certainly big enough to support more than 30. How about that? So they would probably try to find that sweet spot where the action seems to be best, and then that would be probably the limit in any given session. What about activities? VIP activities, stuff like that. You ever notice that if someone else is running like a VIP job, you can't start it? Yeah, because with this peer-to-peer model, the session can only handle a single VIP job going at once. That kind of sucks. If you were on a server-based model, they could probably handle multiple running simultaneously, and of course the server would also make sure that they didn't conflict with each other, that they didn't hit the same spots or whatever. There might still be some limitations to like how many could be done or whatever. It might not be infinite, although if they were to instance it the way they do contact missions. You ever notice when you run a contact mission, it's like this instanced version of the map that the only people who are in it are the people who were in the contact mission job? Yeah, there's no reason why. There's no reason not to do the same for stuff like business sale jobs and VIP work, and all the jobs that you do that take place in the main map. There's no reason not to instance that stuff. And so even then, if you had 500 people in a server session hosted by Rockstar and you were instancing the jobs, there wouldn't be any limit. You could do as many as they need to. So, and then of course there's the biggest benefit of all in World of Warcraft would be, and EVE Online and stuff, and even Ultima Online would be the perfect example of this. When you're hosted on the game servers of the company, you can update the map over time. You can expand it, you can change it. Imagine completing like all the buildings under construction and stuff like that. Imagine getting all those done. That's the sort of thing you'd be able to do with a map that's hosted on a game company server. You'd be able to constantly roll out updates that change it up. And I know they can do it here too, in a sense, but it would be they'd have even more control over it that way, and that would be part of the service again. So when I say GTA can be a subscription service game, that's what I'm talking about. This GTA Plus thing that they're rolling out, holy crap, it's like the polar opposite. It's the same old game that we've always had. They don't take on any more additional roles, and they literally just like hand you some crap to go along with it. And it's sick. It is absolutely sick that they're doing it, because first of all, did you see what they're offering? $500,000 a month. Okay, you see me do these streams, a few times a week where I'm streaming these jobs. You watch me pull in $3 million, $4 million in the matter of a couple hours. $500,000 for the entire month? That's nothing. I mean, literally, it's nothing. They may as well give us $10,000 or something instead. It would make no difference. It's just worthless. And so they're not giving any significant money. Access to a car or some equipment or something like that. Early access to certain upgrades. Just stuff like that. Actually, that just kind of unbalances the game. Like if you're in a race with someone who can get access to vehicle updates that you can't get access to, and it makes their vehicle faster, then that's not really fair at that point. Like you can't beat them in a race because they've got engine updates that you can't get, but they get it because they paid money for it on a subscription service. That unbalances. It actually has the exact opposite effect of what I talk about when I lay out my subscription model. It actually unbalances the game rather than bringing it more into balance. So I don't know what their problem is. I don't know why Rockstar why they've fallen so far. I don't know what the deal is. But they're gone, man. They are absolutely not the company anymore. The company that built this game, 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago now, they're gone, man. They don't exist. They don't have the team. They don't have the developers. They don't have, and I'll tell you what, I really truly fear for GTA 6, because I don't see them being able to, I don't see them with the talent to build something that could match what we're playing right here, right now, even. And even in this game, let's face it, what's the real genius of GTA 5? I think most people would agree one of the biggest factors is the game world itself. Just the people who designed this world, they put in so much effort. They included so much detail. They really made a complete package, man. I mean, this little world, this Los Santos world of GTA 5, one of the most complete gaming worlds I've ever seen created, with its own intrigue, its own lore, its own, little inside jokes that are just, to the, specific to this world, this game world. It's really a very complete package that they created. I don't think they can do it again. I don't think they have the ability to create something like that again. Not now. I mean, I guess we'll see. Time will tell. They say they're busy developing the new title. They didn't actually name it GTA 6, but I mean, I can't imagine what else it would be. Next gen version of this game? I don't know. Next gen, like PS6 version of this game, and Xbox, whatever it's going to be called next time. You never know with Xbox, do you? What do we got? We got Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. It's like, guys, come on, man. Funny line from Big Bang Theory when Sheldon was making a joke about Xbox One at that time. He was telling Amy, I think it was, with the PlayStation. Well, first there was the PlayStation, and then there was the PlayStation 2, and then there was the PlayStation 3, and as you might expect, there's now the PlayStation 4. And then he goes, with Xbox, however, first there was the Xbox, then the Xbox 360, but now the Xbox One. Why one? Why was it? Maybe they only spent 1 second thinking about a name for the console, and it's like, yeah, Xbox doesn't do a very good job naming their consoles. I will agree with that. So, but anyway, so Rockstar, they say they're working on the next version of the game without actually calling it GTA 6. I can only assume that's what they're talking about. I certainly hope that's what they're talking about. But I don't have a lot of high hopes for it, not given what we're seeing here in GTA 5 now, and now with, let's look at the stuff they've done just in the last few years, okay? So, Cayo Perico, I'm running it right now. Okay, look, I agree. What's great about this heist is the amount of money you can make and the time spent, and as a solo player, and that was something that was needed. You needed the ability to make some real money efficiently as a solo player, because the price of things in this game are so ridiculous. Which, by the way, makes the subscription thing even more ridiculous if you think about it, because yeah, $500,000 a month, and the average useful vehicle is something like $3 million or higher. So actually, give me 1 second. Let me focus on this. Come on, guy. Y'all know I'm not very good with a gun. I don't want to set off the alarms. I'm just going to leave that guy over there alone, because that's the guy that messes me up more than anyone. Let's let this guy come in. Got him. I knocked him down the other day and set off the alarms rather than killing him. I was so frustrated. So yeah, average useful vehicle in this game is what? $3 million? So they're going to offer $500,000? Oh, hey, sorry, man. I've got a delay on the chat. I'm just seeing it now. I'm not on PlayStation. I'm on Xbox Series X. Sorry about that. I'll probably eventually get a PS5, but right now I'm not playing on it. But anyways, so they're offering $500,000 for the month, and the average useful vehicle costs over $3 million. I mean, what is that, man? It's nothing. And, you know, I'll do this heist right now. I'll probably walk away with $1.5 million, and it took me less than an hour to do all the setups and the final heist. So what are they thinking, man? What are they thinking? Who's going to pay $6 a month for this? Who is? And if you're out there watching this, and if you are going to pay it, then no offense. You know, I mean, hey, man, your choice, of course. But I don't see the value. I really don't see the value in it whatsoever. So, all right, what do we got here? We got these fingerprint thingies. 2, 3, 4. It's actually pretty easy, but it's also hard to talk and do them at the same time. So excuse me 1 minute while I do these. I think that's it. Nope, I'm wrong. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, don't know what happened there. I should know better than to break from the system of just counting when you do it. But at any rate, so yeah, I don't know what these guys are doing. I don't have a lot of hope for them right now. It seems like they're in a really, really bad place. I know I think it was TGG. I forget which YouTube creator it was. He was creating, 72, 96, 35. Got to remember that. 72, 96, 35. Let's do 72. Can you go back? Yeah, you can. Okay. 96 and 35. 72, 96, 35. I almost messed it up there. I don't know what happens if you mess up the combo. I've never messed it up before. I don't know if the alarms all go off or what, but I'm guessing I won't like what happens. I don't want to have to restart the whole stupid heist again. And if I get caught, I do restart because I want that elite challenge bonus. So, TGG, one of the YouTube creators, I think that's who it is. He actually created a Save Rockstar Games hashtag or something, and he's talking about exactly what I'm talking about here. He's talking about the same thing, just the fact that this company has really just dropped down the toilet. I don't know what they are doing, what they're thinking, what their goals are. I mean, these guys go back to the time between GTA 3 and GTA 5, that like 10-year period right there. I mean, you had GTA 3 came out. You had Vice City come out. You had a year or so later, you had San Andreas came out, and as if GTA, man, I almost messed up right there. As if GTA 3 and Vice City weren't revolutionary enough for their time. When San Andreas came out, it really blew the roof off it. Incidentally, I never played San Andreas. I had kind of fallen out of video games for a little while at that point. But as I understand it, it was hugely, hugely popular. And then, a few years after that, GTA 4 in high definition. And, you know, really taking advantage of the new technology at that time. And just, you know, I remember seeing GTA 4 for the first time and being absolutely blown away by the realism of it and how full and complete that city was, Liberty City. And just, blew my mind, man. Just blew my mind. And then of course you had, the Lost and the Damned. You had the Ballad of Gay Tony, and I think the Ballad of Gay Tony, in the GTA 4 era, I want to say Ballad of Gay Tony probably looked the best because I think they got rid of the fog or something. They made everything much more like crisp and clear in the view, like brighter sunlight, more clear air or something, and it made the map look even better. So they kept moving forward, and then this came out, GTA 5, like probably 4 years after Ballad of Gay Tony. And yeah, 4 years seemed like a long time to wait, but look at how many titles they released from 2001 to 2009. It was just unreal how much stuff they released and how good it was and how it kept getting better and better. Well, what are we going to get here? 1.547 should be. All right, there you go. Over $1.5 million for less than an hour worth of play, but they want me to pay $6 a month to give me 1/3 of this per month. Not even per day, per month. I have not the words. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how you justify that, at all. You cannot. There is no justifying it, It's just not worth it. That's all there is to it. It's not worth it. Period. They're offering no value and that's the other thing too, man. How much more money are they going to try to leech out of this game? They sold it. I had to buy it for PS3. I had to buy it for PS4. I had to buy it for Xbox One when I wanted to play it on my Series X, when I got my Series X last year. I had to buy it for this new version now, the expanded and enhanced version. I had to buy that. I bought it for PC. How many purchases of this game is that for me? Okay, PS3, PS4, PC, Xbox One, and now expanded and enhanced. I've literally bought this game 5 times. 5 times I've bought this game now across all the generations and whatnot. But the only version of this game I never bought was Xbox 360. That's the only version of this game I never bought because I didn't have I never had an Xbox 360. So the fact that that they're now trying to add a subscription, and by the way, and it's not like that's all either. Okay, so they've sold the game for all these different versions over and over, but now they've also sold shark cards ever since GTA Online came out. They've been monetizing that with the shark card sales, and they've been doing some real shady practices in the game, like not providing, up until Cayo Perico, not providing any real easy method of in-game income, while at the same time making things ridiculously expensive. I mean the average useful vehicle of $3 million and higher, like I said, and so meanwhile your contact mission pays $15,000 or something like that. It's so ridiculous. And but hey guys, you can buy this shark card and then you can have money in the game and buy your stuff, which turned into a really big lucrative thing for them. And I think it drove their in-game decisions a lot as to how much money to allow players to make reasonably, all in the name of encouraging people to, there's an easier way. You just buy this shark card, man, and you'll have the cash you need in the game. Come on, you can do it. And so that's kind of shady practices too. But my point is so on top of all the times they've sold the game over all the different generations and versions, on top of that, they have these practices to encourage shark card sales, which is a whole other line of revenue up on top of selling the game itself. So you got all these people buying shark cards. I never have. I've never bought a shark card. I'm proud to say that, actually. But I never have. Not that I don't want to support the game, but I feel like I have supported the game in the fact that I've bought it 5 different times at this point to play the same game, just on different hardware, maybe a little bit better graphics. And look, too, let me also just say, I understand that they've released free DLC for the game over the years. I get that, too. That's a reasonable argument. They have to fund that. They do. And they've released a lot of DLC for this game over the years in GTA Online. But the point is, after all that, they now want to add a subscription service to this game that has been out. Who launches a subscription service 9 years after the game was out? I mean, the time to do that was back in 2014, you know, when people were really starting to rev up on GTA Online. And so now they're introducing this, and then they're not even offering any value for it. It's not a real MMORPG. It's not hosted on their servers. They don't expand the map significantly. They don't allow like more than one instance of VIP jobs in the same session, because the sessions are hosted on the end users' machines. It's what allows modding. You know, that's the reason why modding can happen, because anytime you're in a public game session, that session is being hosted by one of the players who's in the session with you. Maybe it's you sometimes, but that's what allows the modding. If the session were hosted on Rockstar servers, you couldn't mod. You wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, there's hackers that'll figure some things out, sure, but not like it is right now, where you can easily get these mod menus and just introduce all manner of hell into the game, you know, against the people that don't have the menus. That wouldn't really be possible to the extent that it is now if it were hosted on Rockstar servers. You'd be able to have more than one VIP job running in a session. You'd be able to have massive map expansions and things controlled from everything about it would be better. Everything. And if you want to charge a subscription service, Rockstar, up your game and do something like that. Make it actually worthwhile. This will give you $500,000 a month for 6. Why would I do that? Why? What value is there? There's no value in it at all. So anyways, I don't know where they're going. I think they're in trouble. I think TGG is right with his Save Rockstar campaign thing that he's doing. It's just not a good situation. They do not have the team in place today that they had when they were creating this game, you know, 10 years ago, 11 years ago. When was the first trailers for this game? I want to say it was like 2012. 2011 maybe even? I don't know. For sure 2012, you saw footage from this game, which means, you know, even though the game itself didn't come out until fall of 2013, you know, like this world was in development and in some running form, like in their machines, you know, as early as 2012, probably even 2011. You were seeing things taking shape in this game world in their development. So the team that they had in place back then, so which would be what, 12 years ago now, I don't think they have the team today. I don't think they have it. And I don't believe that the team they have today would be capable of creating this game. I don't think they'd be capable of it. They don't have the talent, I don't think. Obviously, we don't know because they are working on something in secret, like I said, but that's my suspicion. And I base that on a number of things. These ridiculous moves that they're making. I mean, come on. What was that remastered crap that came out last fall? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was terrible. It looked terrible. How do they sell that? And they're, oh, hey, by the way, they're reselling their games again. The same old titles without... Looks like it's going to be the helicopter mission from what Tony was saying there on the phone, I think. Yep. Paleto Bay. Jeez, we got a long drive. Well, that's fine. Yeah, and what was that? I don't think that the team that they have today has the ability to create what they had 10 years ago. I don't think they could create this. And I'll even look at some of the things in this game. What did I just complete? I completed the Cayo Perico heist a few minutes ago. And generally speaking, I started to say this earlier, actually, and I got sidetracked again. Generally speaking, the Cayo Perico heist is a popular upgrade, popular update, popular DLC, strictly because of the money that you can earn as a solo player efficiently. And I do applaud that. It was necessary. But if you couldn't make the money with Cayo that you can, would you really think that the Cayo Perico heist was a great DLC? Would you? I mean, let's look at it critically from the viewpoint of gameplay for a minute. Cayo Perico, Look how easy it is, man. Even on quote-unquote hard mode. The guards are deaf, dumb, and blind. You can almost always get through triggering. Now, I know. If you watch my stream, you know that I have a tendency to alert the guards and get all messed up in there. But that's not because the gameplay is hard, okay? That's because I suck at the game. That's on me, man. That's not. The truth of the matter is, the gameplay itself is incredibly easy. It's buggy in places, like in the prep missions. I can show you the safe code mission, where after you get the safe code, you're kicked back out in the halls of the penthouse area of the casino, and you can run around and you can go down these stairs, and you'll fall out of the map at a certain point. Like, there's no like official exit from it. You're literally your only option is to suicide or jump session or something. Now, typically when I finish the safe code mission, I usually jump session anyway, because at that point I'm ready to go back to my Kasaka and launch the actual heist. So for my style of gameplay, my method of doing the heist, it actually doesn't really interfere with me much. But the fact is, it's a glitch and it's a bug and it's a major release, and they still haven't fixed that, and it's messed up. And I have to ask, who are these people putting out this stuff? How do they not know this stuff? So, yeah, Cayo Perico is great for the money that you can make on it, but is it good game content? Be honest with yourself. Is it? Is it good game content? No. It's crap. It's juvenile. It's kindergarten mode in the game. It's easy. There's no challenge. There's no creativity to it. It's just it's weak gameplay and it's weak design. And think about this. You know, that's what they're turning out nowadays. The people who are designing stuff at Rockstar now and adding onto this game, that's what they're putting out. So that should tell you something about where they're at developmentally. Now, I will admit the agency update, the latest one, that was actually kind of cool. I like the agency. I think it was done well. It doesn't seem to be buggy or anything like that. The missions are a little more challenging. You can do them solo. I've never done them with somebody else, so I don't know how they do as a I don't know how they do as a multiplayer mission. But I feel like that was actually maybe a little bit of a step up over Cayo Perico, at least from the gameplay sense. Obviously, you can't make as much money, and that's the reason people grind Cayo is for the money, which, again, should tell you something, too. People are willing to grind substandard gameplay for in-game money, and the reason they're willing to do it is because in-game items are so out of whack price-wise. You know, you've got go-karts that cost over $1 million in this game. Go-karts. Go-karts. Aren't they like $1 million? So you know what? Actually, let me check that. I don't know off the top of my head. I should probably verify that. Let's pull it up. Oh, looks like my Cayo timer's out, by the way. Where do you buy the go-kart from? Is it Legendary or is it Southern San Andreas? I do have a time limit, don't I? Maybe I should look at this after I do make this delivery. Hold on. Is the go-kart in here? I think it's in here. Let me see. If it's not in here, I'm just going to go make the delivery. Oh, maybe it's not. Of course, we're still... I probably shouldn't have sorted by price. I do that like out of habit because I'm always looking for the cheapest thing. Come on. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. I'm sorry. It's not $1 million. It's $895,000. And then there's another one, though. Oh, yeah, this one. Oh, this one, $995,000 for the Dinkavito Modern. Okay, again, we needed Cayo Perico because a go-kart costs $1 million in this game. Seriously, how do you justify pricing like that in a video game? It's ridiculous. It's so out of whack. It's just insane. And they did it really badly, too. Interesting to bring this game up. Red Dead. So I talk about how they can't develop a good game anymore. However, Red Dead Redemption 2 was a very good game. and it actually was every bit as impressive as this one as far as technical achievement is concerned, like completeness of the world. I would say the Red Dead Redemption 2 map, the RDR2 map, is even better than this map. Obviously, it was sharper, it was better looking, it was much larger. The game itself will never be bigger than this game because the time period. Let's face it, things in the 1890s, you don't have the high, fast-paced action there. It's just, it's beautiful and it's nice, but there is a little bit of a boring factor to it. A little bit of a boring factor to RDR2. But it's a great game. It's a great game, and actually it does kind of fly in the face of what I'm saying, that they don't have the ability to create, something amazing and, achieve something wonderful like that. They did actually achieve that with RDR2. But then they did Red Dead Online. And wasn't that a hot pile of garbage? And they're letting it die in the vine now. I mean, they're not even updating that thing, and the updates for that are even worse than the updates for this. Red Dead Online, I remember somebody did a study. There was a gun you could buy in Red Dead Online, and whatever the amount was, they did the value in $1890 to value in today dollars, and the price they were selling that gun at in the game in Red Dead Online was like the equivalent of like I don't know, was it like $300,000 or $400,000, or maybe it was like over $1 million? It was something huge, okay? And their point was who in the 1890s was buying let's just say it was 300,000, was buying a $300,000 gun? Who? Nobody had that kind of money, and the fact that they made these weapons so expensive in Red Dead Online, and then you noticed, if you played Red Dead Redemption 2 and then you went and played Red Dead Online, one of the things you noticed was that when you would kill like an NPC passerby, in Red Dead Redemption 2, the guy would be holding maybe like $3 or $4 or something like that. In Red Dead Online, he's carrying like 8 cents. Like, so, and there wasn't like the opportunities to make the money in Red Dead Online that there were in Red Dead Redemption 2 in the story mode game. And okay, cool, sales done. And so actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna jump to my Kasaka through a session jump so that I can at least buy that next Cayo, and I still got a bunker sale to do. And I should probably do the setup missions too for it, actually. Well, whatever. Oh, hey, man, Nixoy. No, I'm playing on Xbox Series X. Sorry. And not playing on PC. In Red Dead Online, which was such a hot pile of garbage, as you know, they were really cutting the income. They were selling things for ridiculous amounts. There wasn't the ability to make the money in the game the way there was even in the story mode. And so, it was, once again, they were setting it up for microtransactioning. They wanted people to want the stuff in the game, and they wanted people to pay cash money for the stuff in the game. And there's no other way to explain it. To have an economy design, an in-game economy design that far out of whack, where the only way you can reasonably ever expect to experience any of the content with like any of the items in there that are more pricey in the game world is by real world purchasing. I mean, that's the only reasonable way to do it at that point. I will do my bunker sale, but we got hard mode, right? Good. Yeah, we should. It hasn't been that long. But I am going to get the setup missions done for this, because that's what I did for the previous one. I had the setup missions done, and then I just started the stream with the main mission. But clearly Red Dead Online was set up to be a microtransaction hell for everybody. Oh, by the way, this $10,000 Kasaka move thing is some kind of weird bug. If I completed this heist and then went to do another one in the same session and never logged out, it would be back down to $2,000 for a little bit. But then the next time I play the game session again, it'll be back up to $10,000. So It's just bugged. There's something bugged about it. But again, I'm just crapping all over Rockstar today. I'm sure they're not going to be fixing it. How about that? So yeah, Red Dead Online, hot pile of garbage. Loved the story mode. Couldn't play the online. It was just too stupid. I'm not going to buy real world money for digital assets in a game. I'm just not going to do that. I will pay for the game and I will play it. And if you don't give me a reasonable method to earn by in-game activities to get the stuff in the game that I want, why then your game is not for me. And I understand not everybody shares my opinion about that, and I'm not crapping on them. You guys got to decide what works for you. I mean, these games, I talk about this so seriously, but what are these games? These games are entertainment and nothing more. So nobody can say what's right or wrong for your entertainment. That's something that only you can say. So if you play these games and if you buy shark cards and if you play Red Dead Online and you're willing to pay whatever money you need to get stuff in game in Red Dead Online, if it's worth it to you, then there is nothing wrong with it. I'm expressing my opinion here, which is that it's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to me. I need a game to be entirely self-contained. I need to be able to, if there's content in the game like more advanced weapons or vehicles and stuff like that, well, then I need a viable in-game method of getting to those. That's what an achievement ladder is in a game. I mean, this goes all the way back to the original games. There's an achievement ladder. There's rewards, and you do activities to obtain those rewards. If you're going to circumvent that with a paywall and an outside, microtransaction, do I take this shot? No, I'm not taking that shot. You know what? I'm not. I'm just going to land this thing and snipe these guys. I'm worried that if I use the rockets here, I'm going to hit that plane and damage that plane, and that's never good. So I'm just going to snipe them, and now you'll see how terrible I am at aiming. I'm not good. Here we go. What I really need to do is get my, there we go. I need to get my speed adjusted on my thumbsticks here. I think you can go into your controller settings and you can adjust like the sensitivity and stuff like that. I know I've been saying this. I had it adjusted in the previous version of the game, but when I moved to this expanded and enhanced, I feel like those settings went out the window, and I probably need to reset them up again. What I need to do is get into a gun range in game and do those practice in there, and then adjust the sensitivity until I find the setting where I'm the most accurate at. That's what I did before. I did it so long ago, I kind of forgot. It's just my controls behave the way I expect them to behave. But starting with this new version, they don't. The stick just it's really wonky. Have you ever noticed this in this game? It does it with movement and it does it with aiming. It's like you push the stick to the right and you expect the movement on the screen to be like a constant speed in reaction to that. But instead, and I'll try to see if I can do this with my hands while I'm flying a plane and try not to hit my microphone at the same time, just so you can see it on camera. But what I'm saying is, you're looking on screen and you go to move it, watch my hand, it'll start to move, and then it'll go fast for a second and then it'll slow back. It's like this weird, thing they do in this game. And it does it with the player movement, like when you walk. Your guy will suddenly just, I can't think of any other word other than to say he stumbles. He kind of he'll suddenly move faster and then he'll slow back down again. And it's really clumsy and wonky. And it causes you to have trouble doing simple movements in the game. Try walking across one of those metal beams at the construction zones. I'm not saying it's impossible to do, but it's challenging. You have to really really minimize the thumbstick movements on your controller. Otherwise your guy will just suddenly just stumble off to one side or the other and fall off. And and just simply walking in a straight line. And it's not just me. I've heard other people talk about it too. Like, you know, watching another YouTuber, like I think I was watching an Expert Thief video recently, one of his newer Thug Lifes, and he actually comes out and says it. He's like, you know, Expert Thief, he's so like over the top with his expressiveness, and he's just like, can my guy just walk in a straight line? You know, like, you know how he is. And but he's right. He's right. Like, you can't just simply walk in a straight line with this character because it like wonks all over. Really wonky movement. And same thing for me with the aiming. You know, I try to move my targeting dot, you know, onto the head of what I'm trying to shoot. And what I'm trying to shoot isn't even moving. It's standing still. But all of a sudden that targeting dot, like it'll speed up and then it'll slow down, and I can't like stop it on where I want to shoot. It's really freaking annoying. And that's why it's a part of it is that is affected by sensitivity settings in the controller. And I know this because a long time ago I did get that set up in a range. And I just, with this new game, with this new version of the game, I think that those sensitivity settings went out the window. And I need to get back into the range and get that set up again. Another tedious thing you have to do in Rockstar games. So, oh, please don't let it be nighttime on Cayo Perico. Please don't let it be night. I can't see at night. I can't drive that motorcycle across. Oh, thank goodness. We have daylight. We have daylight. Oh. Yeah, in Cayo Perico, they've got these bushes that are very solid, and they will knock you off your motorcycle as you try to, you know, go across the fields and stuff. And if it's nighttime, then absolutely in nighttime, you will run into these things all over the place, and you'll have a real hard time getting around. Oh, so like I was saying, I hope everyone had a great weekend this past weekend. This coming weekend, we're definitely going to be doing Heist with Friends again. The plan is to do Heist with Friends. Everyone involved has agreed that they want to do it again. We need to do the third act of the Doomsday Heist. After the second act went so poorly, we have dubbed ourselves the Unprofessionals, and I can't think of a more fitting name for our little group because we are absolutely awful. We had those missions on easy mode. We literally had them on the easy setting, and we still had to restart them over and over again. I don't know, is the Doomsday Heist really just that? Is it that challenging? Or is it, as I suspect, that we just suck? And that's okay. If we suck, we suck. I can live with that. I fully admit that I suck, especially when it comes to, you know, accuracy with the weapon and stuff like that. In fact, I think you can pull up your accuracy, can't you? I think my gun accuracy is something like 15% or something like that. Number of shots versus number of times I actually hit my target. Let's see what we got here for nothing on that table. Cash on this one, which sucks. And looks like nothing on the other table. I'll look at it again in a second. It's not zoomed in very well here. Let's see. So yeah, nothing, cash, and nothing. Well, that is a sad picture, isn't it? All right, so let's see what we got over on the other side. See if I can run over here without the guy in the tower catching me. It's always like a crapshoot of timing. But I usually make it. Once in a while, I will get caught doing that. So what do we got? Looks like brownie mix and... Oh, is that cocoa? I think we might got some cocoa here. What do we got? Yes, look at that. Cocoa and brownie mix. Good stuff, man. Oops, send it to Pavel. Cocoa. Well, I know what side I'm coming to when I come for the main heist. Cocoa and brownie mix. So let's wait for this guard to turn around. Come on, man. Turn around. I hate waiting for these guys. But again, it is kind of an easy mode heist when you think about it. These prep missions are not exactly challenging. The worst part about it is you have to stand and wait for a few seconds for a guard to turn around so you can run. So we got cocoa and brownie mix. What do we got here? Do we have more cocoa here and more brownie mix? My goodness. We're going to be doing all cocoa, I think. All right. Yeah, we got brownie mix here. And that looks like cocoa on the other side. We'll see when I get zoomed in here. It is. Look at that. Nice. So we got 2 Cocos. Now, what about the main target? It's, whoops. And that's what I'm talking about, that wonkiness, by the way. If you just saw my character, he runs left, he runs right. It just, like, I can't just run. I was trying to run in a straight line toward the water there, and he can't do it. It's sick. Anyways, let's see what the main target is. We've got 2 Cocos. That is the max value secondary targets for solo playing this. Once upon a time, you could get the gold bars by glitching through the doors in the compound, but they fixed that. Interesting, they chose to get that fixed, isn't it? But anyways, meanwhile, game-breaking bugs, not so important. So I gotta watch the guy up in the tower. He's kind of hard to see it. You know, I like the daylight, like I said, but it also does make it a little bit harder to see the guard there. I put him against a dark shadow. There he goes. He's looking out kind of in this direction, waiting for him to turn. There he goes. And now I can make my jump and not worry about getting caught. Once upon a time, you could get... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not into the water. Please, not into the water. Okay. As long as he's not in the water, I can still head back out and I can try the jump again. That's weird. I haven't failed that jump in a long time. It does tend to throw you out to the left if you don't hit it right. We will try this again. I'm gonna have to wait for that guard to... Okay, he's looking back this way again. Let's see. Come on now, turn. I can't believe I missed that jump. That's crazy. I haven't done that forever. Okay, he turned. All right, let's try to get it right this time. So I'm gonna go a little more to the right. There we go. That's a good jump. Now, once upon a time in the complex, you could glitch through those doors that require 2 people to open, and you could get the gold behind it. And the gold is actually the most valuable of the secondary targets. But they fixed that, so if you're doing it solo like I do, you're not able to glitch in there and get that anymore. So now, playing legitimately, I guess you would say, the most valuable secondary target that I can get legitimately is the Coco. So, but 2 Cocos fills up the bag, so those 2 Cocos back at the North Dock that I found, that is the max secondary target value that you can get. There's also the money in the safe in the compound, but that's like a varying amount, like anywhere from like 90-some thousand at the top, maybe like 30 or 40-some thousand at the bottom. So that's always kind of random. Like that'll just be whatever it is. We'll see. We'll see what that is when we get in there. But that also does play a little bit of a role too, but not a huge role. That's like a total difference of maybe like 50 or 60,000, depending on, you know, how much is in there. If it's 90,000, then it's like the most. If it's like 30, 40,000, then it's the least. And I always get that money too. I always do go there and grab that money. And so sometimes I wonder if it's worth it. It is, though. I mean, even just to run up the stairs and grab it and get out, even for 40,000, it's worth it. So 103, 6 and 5 is 11. Okay, so yep, actually it's going to be, it's going to be straight across for all 3 of them actually. So 3 times 2, that's 11, and then 9 times 10 is 90, plus 11 will be 101. There we go. So let's see if we've got max legitimate value in secondary targets in the Coco at the North Dock. What do we have for the main target? If we have Pink Diamond, then we have a potential max value heist here. But you know it's going to be tequila, right? You know this. You know, I'm calling it right now. It's going to be tequila. Because I've got 2 Cocos, it's got to be tequila. There's no way they can give me the best target and the best secondary. Oh, it's going to be bearer bonds. Okay. There's nothing in the glass case. Well, nice. Nice. Okay. Well, bearer bonds are the second most valuable main target after the Pink Diamond. And yes, I'm aware of the panther statue, which is technically the most valuable one, but that's only available during special occasions. So typically, I think of the main target as being either the pink diamond, the most valuable, and then in order of value going down, the bearer bonds, the ruby necklace, and then the tequila. And unfortunately, I seem to get the tequila more than anything else, but that's just the way it goes, isn't it? They've probably got the percentage, like when you start up a Cayo, you know, there's probably a random number generated that determines what the main target's going to be. And I'm guessing that the tequila is like kind of weighted a little bit higher than the others, just based on the frequency. But I don't know. I don't know for a fact. That's actually something I'm starting to do. I've created a spreadsheet and I'm going to start tracking. After I complete 100 Cayos, I'm going to report what the percentages are on the main target. Like what percentage of what do you get over time? I think 100 is a decent sample size. And then over time, I can keep on adding to it. Over time, I'll eventually do more than 100. I think I've already done more than 100, to be honest. And I think it's been mostly tequila. All right. So we're going to get our weapon loadout. And I do still need to do my bunker sale, but I want to get these setup missions done. And then see where I'm at time-wise, whether or not I have time to actually do 2 Cayos. I do not do the Merryweather weapon setup mission. It's too much of a waste of time, and that was the whole reason why I bought these guided missiles. Well, that and to troll people in free mode, but for grinding, I bought it in order to be able to blow up the helicopter here and fail this mission, because this mission takes way too long to complete, and it's not worth the time at all to do it. Oh. So is anybody going to sign up for that subscription? GTA Plus? Are you willing to pay $6 a month for $500,000? I'm not. I'm not willing to do it, man. That's just ludicrous to me. I've got better things to do with my $6. I'd rather go buy McDonald's or something. Can $6 even buy a meal at McDonald's anymore? I don't know. I shouldn't be eating it anyway. That was the other thing, too, this past weekend. I said I had so much going on, you know, real life and whatnot, why I wasn't able to stream all weekend long. That was a whole bunch of events that resulted in me eating really crappily. And I'm a little mad about it. You know, I've been trying to drop weight. I know I'm way too fat, and I'm getting too old to let that go anymore, because as I continue to get older, I'm going to continue to have more and more problems physically if I don't get this weight off of my body. And so I've been doing like keto, like focusing on a more ketogenic approach to eating. Hey, 707 Vespucci, that is actually the best location for this mission. And so I've been focusing on keto, and actually, I dropped when I weigh myself every Saturday, so once a week, and I actually dropped over the previous 2 weeks. I had dropped like 10 pounds from the keto eating, and then like the last 3 days, with all the stuff going on, I ate so terribly. I'm dreading weighing in come Saturday. Now it's only Tuesday, so I can eat well the next 4 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then see, you know, maybe it won't be so bad. Hopefully I didn't do too much damage, but I really did eat bad the last couple of days, man. It's can't help it sometimes, man. It's just people are getting food, you want to be part of it, and so I am. I got the friend of ours was over. We had some company on Saturday night, was it? Saturday or Sunday? No, I guess it was Saturday night. And they wanted to get they wanted to get either pizza, which is the polar opposite of keto, let's face it, or they wanted to get food from this restaurant by us that has this really awesome pasta. I forget what they call it, palomino sauce pasta. I don't know, some weird name. But it's really good pasta. Well, again, pasta, okay, polar opposite of keto. So it was just a carb fest. So I went ahead, since I was getting pasta with them, I also went ahead and got like hummus and pita bread and stuff too. So I figured if I'm gonna eat carbs, I'm gonna eat carbs. You know, I'm not gonna hold back. And then of course we did some dessert and stuff too. So it was just a carb fest for me. And then the next day, Sunday night, I've got a friend, old friend of mine, known him forever, and he's been on some hard times recently. He's had some things going on personally. He's not in a great place. He's hopefully coming out of it. He's got some opportunities opening up to him that I really, really pray work out for him. But you know, I haven't seen him much lately. And so I figured Sunday night would be, I was pretty free, and I figured what I would probably do is just like take him out to eat or something, man. And this guy, quit moving your head around, dude. Okay, and you see more of that aiming issue I got there. So I took him out on Sunday night, and again, ate pretty crappily doing that. So that was how I ended up once again eating crappy. And then last night, I don't have a good excuse. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. The wife came home from a big event that she had taken her parents to and had brought a whole bunch of things home that I don't normally get to eat. And so I did imbibe in that, or whatever the word is. All right. So yeah, 3 days in a row bad eating. Hopefully didn't do too much damage. We'll find out when I weigh in on Saturday. But I am still trying to drop the weight. And we got the weapons here. I actually ran all the way out of here the other day without the weapons after opening the safe. And like I didn't like hit the D-pad, and I didn't notice till I was out here the yellow circle wasn't here, and I'm like, oh, it's glitched. And then I looked at the bottom, it says get the guns. I'm like, old senior moments, they're starting to come. Boy, I haven't even mentioned it. You'd think I would have been talking about this the whole time. You see Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock? I got mixed feelings about it. I felt like maybe it was staged. You know, the Oscars, they haven't had good ratings for years and years and years. Like nobody watches anymore. I don't know why. I don't care. Like I've got zero interest in their award show anymore. For one thing, I don't feel like they're making much in the way of good movies. So I'm not sure that they deserve any awards to begin with. Because the movies anymore are like so uninspired compared to what they used to be. As a matter of fact, when my friends and I watch movies anymore now, we tend to go to older titles. Like the other weekend, we watched Other People's Money. It's a movie with what is his name? Danny DeVito, and it's from like 1989 or like the end of the 80s. Really good movie, really good dialogue, really good premise. Everything about it. It's just great acting, great story, great dialogue, everything. They don't make movies as well today, I don't feel. Even with all their technology for visuals and stuff, that they can make it look so much better than they ever could. But the content is like lacking or something. I don't know. It's just something missing. So anyways, the Oscars have been really failing in ratings the last couple of years. They've been getting worse and worse. Nobody's watching. And so my suspicion was that maybe this whole thing was staged with Chris Rock and Will Smith just to get some attention on them. I don't see how that helps their ratings, but you know what they say, no publicity is bad publicity. So I was thinking maybe that was what the deal was, but I don't think so. I the more I watch it, the more I think it was a real reaction. I mean, clearly, if you watch the video, clearly Will Smith laughs at first at the comment. He thought it was funny, but then he noticed his wife, and his wife wasn't laughing, and she didn't think it was funny. And I can tell you right now, even if somebody said something about my wife that I thought was funny, at the time, if I saw that it truly disturbed her or hurt her, I may not react so well to it. I might, I don't think I would, well, for one thing, I would never hit anyone for something they said. You know, words, saying something, I think what I would probably do is just say to them, you know, pal, don't talk about my wife that way. And if you do, you know, we're not going to associate. That's the way you actually handle that. You don't like walk up and physically assault them over it. But I understand his feeling is what I'm getting at there. So maybe he thought it was funny for a moment. I need my phantom wedge. There it is. And I got to return this sparrow. Return options, but I'm going the wrong way here on everything. So I understand his feeling on it. You don't like to see, you know, your wife's feelings hurt by someone's comments, and you do feel kind of a like an urge, a protective urge to do something about it. But I don't think walking up and slapping the guy is the right reaction to that. But it was something, wasn't it? And Chris Rock handled it pretty well. I think, you know, if it was not assuming it was not staged, I think he was pretty shocked. You don't expect to be on a national television event like that and have another well-known person walk up and smack you in the face, particularly somebody that you're familiar with, because I think they're friends, aren't they? Like outside, I thought I read somewhere that they socially they associate with each other as well. So, like, Chris Rock just thought it was a good-natured jest between friends, I guess, from his perspective. So he handled it well, but then again, does anybody really believe, looking at the two of them next to each other, that if it were to, you know, degenerate into a real fight, does anybody really believe that Chris Rock would stand a chance in a fight against Will Smith? I don't. There's just too much size, strength, reach, and yes, I know size isn't everything, blah, blah, blah. You know, little guys can kick big guys' butts if they're good fighters, but that's the thing. I don't think Chris Rock is a particularly good fighter. That's certainly not what he's known for. He's not a tough guy. Will Smith at least has done action stuff that is very challenging, you know, taxing to the body and stuff. So yeah, he handled it well, but really, what was he going to do? Was he going to take a swing at Will Smith? I don't think that would end well for him. So if I were in his shoes, I would have recommended exactly the same. Just smile, shrug it off, and hope he doesn't do it again. But anyways, that was quite an event. I know everyone was all abuzz, and I just can't help but wonder, did they stage that to help, you know, get some focus on the Oscars? But it's kind of the wrong kind of focus anyways, isn't it? So yeah, big deal. So everyone's going to talk about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Does anybody care about, you know, that could have happened anywhere. Just the fact that it happened to the Oscars, okay, fine. But that could have happened anywhere. What if it had happened out at a restaurant somewhere? It would be the same story. There'd be the same intrigue. I don't feel like if it was staged to bring focus on the Oscars, I don't think it achieved that, because I still don't know who won what, and I still don't care. So yeah, the only thing that matters in that whole thing is the altercation between those two. And it doesn't really, in my mind, shed any more light on the Oscars themselves or raise any interest in it or anything like that. Hey, I'm not going to have to use my rockets here. I'm going to be able to hide behind here and wait for the cops to lose me. But anyways, wow, you know, what a what a mess. What an absolute mess that was. I don't know. And they've had stuff like that go on at those award shows in the past. Way back in the day, if you were an 80s metal child like me, you'd know that at the MTV Music Awards a long, long time ago, there was an altercation between Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses where I don't know, I forget what happened. I want to say Axl Rose sucker punch. There was something with, I don't remember the details anyway. See, that's how important it is. I can't even hardly remember it. It was also a really long time ago. But it resulted in a lot of words between Vince Neil, the lead singer of Motley Crue, and Axl Rose, the lead singer of Guns N' Roses, with Axl Rose saying all kinds of things like he'd beat Vince Neil's ass, and Vince Neil basically going on camera and saying, "Hey man, let's fight." And if you watch those things, it's funny too, because you actually get the impression, if you watch it, that Vince Neil would have probably kicked the holy shit out of Axl Rose, because Vince Neil was much more willing to commit to like having an event. He even said, "Hey man, let's do it for charity. We'll get in a ring." He says, "We'll fight. Let's set it up. Let's do it. Let's do it." You know, and Axl would never commit to anything like that. He would just say, "Oh, I'd kick his butt in a fight." He'd be really vague and stuff, and just basically say he'd win. But he wouldn't. Unlike Vince, he wouldn't like actually engage and like set up a time, talk about any specifics or anything like that. So that anybody watching that would walk away with the impression that clearly between the two of them, Vince Neil is at least certainly much more willing to fight. Who would win? I suspect Vince Neil. I think he is a little more real in general. And I know I'm talking about people who haven't been celebrities for a very long time now. And if there's anyone young watching this, you probably have no idea who Vince Neil or Axl Rose even is. But once upon a time in the 80s, there were some very popular heavy metal bands. I don't even know if I'd really call them heavy metal, but harder rock. How about that? Called Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses. Actually, I'm sure you've heard of Guns N' Roses. That they've kind of transcended time, especially like Sweet Child of Mine and stuff. But there were these two bands, and those two singers kind of got into it for a little bit. And so it's not like conflicts like this, you know, they're not strangers to these award shows. These award shows have always had stuff like this going on at them. It's just that this one seemed so out of left field, and you just can't help but wonder, was it staged? Was it staged to get some attention? And if it was, well, okay, fine. It certainly got some attention, but I don't feel like it did anything for the Oscars, because I still don't know who won what, and I still don't care, and I think most people feel the same way. So if it was staged, fail. Big fail. Oh. So what are we doing here? We've got to get into... It's the fingerprint cloner, right? Is that what I don't see where I'm going here. Oh. You know why? Because I came in at a weird angle. This is where I want to be. Absolutely. So this is a very small room I'm going to be heading into. And I'm going to use the assault shotgun, because the assault shotgun is fantastic at clearing enemies in a tight space. You'll see in a moment here. Boom, boom. Oh, he's got a shotgun too. All right, got him. Okay. There we go. So we clear those out, and we do oh, okay. All right. You see crap. If you don't know what I'm laughing at. One of the last times I did this the other week, the body of that guy up on the desk there was exactly there. I need to go to the laptop that he is lying back on top of. And the last time I did this, the resulting graphic was disturbing. So I'm just going to put up a warning right now. This might look a little funny. I don't know. We'll see. Here we go. I know. I'm a child. Give me a break. That is some unfortunate placement right there, man. Cracks me up. It actually wasn't as bad as the last one. The last one, the dude literally like slid upward and wound up with like his legs on my character's shoulders. It was terrible looking. It was absolutely terrible looking. Oh, that cracks me up. Anyways, come on, you got to have a little fun in these things. Kills the monotony, you know. I call that a graphical fail. So over here, this is also, man, speaking of this mission, this is also where I failed so hard last week with my oppressor. This is such an easy mission, like it really is. Yes, there are security cameras outside this door. It doesn't matter. You can stop and take them out if you want. I could take my gun out and I could shoot those 2 security cameras, and then I'd be able to go in and out of here without ever alerting anyone. But I don't care. I'm not going to bother shooting them. I'm just going to run in. And yeah, the security cameras are going to see me. Because when I come back out of here, I can just jump on my oppressor and zoom away. And the guards coming after me, they're pulling up in cars. And there's literally nothing they can do to catch me. I can get away and they can't catch me. But last week when I went to do it, there it is. I don't know what happened. It was just one of those wonky things where I went to get on the oppressor, and instead of like getting on the oppressor, my character glitched out. The oppressor got thrown over into the corner, and I couldn't get it back upright. And then I was left standing there right here with these guys pulling up in their cars with machine guns, and I couldn't get away, and I ended up dying. And then when you die, you drop the fingerprint cloner, so you have to go back there to get it again. And I kept coming back down and trying to fight them, but more guys in cars kept coming up, and I ended up getting killed like 2 or 3 times in a row until I finally figured out that the smart move would be to get a few streets up the road, call for my oppressor, have it delivered to me, since I couldn't seem to get it out of the spot it was in. It was like rolled over on its back up against like a stairs and a fence and garbage cans, and I couldn't seem to get it out of there. That's why I kept dying there. So go a few blocks away, call for the oppressor, and then fly back there and get the fingerprint cloner and then fly out of there, which is what I eventually ended up doing. But it took me a few tries to figure that out. And meanwhile, a mission that I don't know that I ever failed before turned into a real debacle when I was doing it last week. And that was the location where that happened at, actually. So, all right, we've got the fingerprint cloner, and really all we've got left to do are the cutting torch and the safe code at the casino. And actually, I'm excited that we're going to get to go to the casino for that, because I'll be able to show this glitch in the casino that's been happening to me when I wasn't streaming. I'll be able to show it on stream now. It's ridiculous, the way that glitches out in the casino there. You'll end up eventually falling through the map, but you're stuck in the suites area outside, but there's stairways that you can get into that you normally can't get into. I'm going to show that when we get there. I'm sure it'll do it again. It's done it twice in a row for me now. Let's just get the cutting torch here at the construction site. This is it's going to be the house over by the golf course location. It's all right. It's like the furthest one away, but none of these cutting torch missions are really that hard. You can actually get the hard hat at the construction site, and then you can walk in stealth and get the cutting torch and get out without ever facing these guys. But I feel like that's too much effort and takes too long. I prefer to just fly up and blow them all up with my rockets from my oppressor, which is what I'm going to do right here. Let's see, I should start targeting. There we go. So we'll just blow these guys up, and it takes a minute or two for them all to come out. And because of they're kind of like getting stuck behind stuff, sometimes it takes a minute to get them all. It's all right. Here we go. Come on, guys. Come out here. You can't hide. There we go. You're mine, sir. And you too. Hey, I got the car. How did that guy... Did he survive that? No, he shouldn't have. Okay. This guy is still standing there. Oh my gosh, and we can't seem to hit him. There we go, we got him. No, he's still being targeted. Got him, finally. What was he straddling the... Oh my gosh, he was like straddling that metal beam. That's hilarious. And we fell off our oppressor. And it's in a weird place. Okay, is this going to be like part 2 of not being able to get on the oppressor? Because once I do get... Okay, I don't know where my guy's running at. Once I do get the torch. I got to get out of here because they're coming up on... Look at this crap. I cannot get on the oppressor now. It's like rolled over. Let's try now. I think it's about upright. And my guy's trying to get in the car. What is going on? See what I'm saying? And these guys want $6 a month for a subscription fee. Come on, guys. You can't even code getting on a vehicle. All right, so let's just park it in here, and I'll take off from there. All right, let's get the cutting torch, get out of here, and then we will go see that glitch in the casino. One of the more annoying locations because of the way these are all laid out. You have to kind of run around level to level. Ah, there it is. Found it. Oh, that wasn't too bad. And then, of course, you have to stand in exactly the right spot to hit the D-pad. If you move too close, you can't hit it anymore. Beautiful, beautiful coding. All right. This game is so wonky. All right, here we go. You got to be kidding. Okay. Did you see that? Did you see that? For a minute, I thought he was going to wonk out on that oppressor again. I don't know what's with that, man. I feel like they need to look into that a little bit. Maybe make that a little more stable. Actually, getting on your oppressor. So now, of course, the guys in the cars, they don't stand a chance trying to catch me as I fly away now. There will be some, if you watch the radar, they will appear on the beach here probably before I get out into sea. There, yep, they appear right behind you there. But you're just moving so fast, there's nothing they can do to you. You are safe. All right, casino time. And this glitch is ridiculous. Watch it not happen. Watch it not happen now that I'm streaming and that I talked about it and I've built it up. Let's return this and let's start that. Start the casino, the safe code mission. Come on, here we go. All right. So, prep. Whoops. Equipment. Safe code. All right. So we're going to go to the casino. We're going to get the safe code from the guy. And then, you know, I don't like wasting time like trying to shoot my way out of there. So I just take my rocket out and blow myself up after I get the safe code. Now, this mission has changed a little bit over time. It used to be when you blew yourself up, you would spawn outside, like all the way over at the Noose facility. And that was fine, and the mission was over. And then for a while, they changed it so that when you blew yourself up, you would spawn outside right in front of the casino, and the mission was over. And that was fine, too. But now, with this new version of the game, and just like in the last week, when you blow yourself up at the end, you spawn out in the hallway where all the suites are, and there's no way to legitimately get out of the building. There's no, the elevators don't work. There's no, you're basically stuck there. So I don't know, maybe if you blew yourself up again, maybe you'd spawn outside then. But what I've been doing is exploring, and I found some stairways you can go down that normally are not accessible. But then at the end, they tend to open out, and you fall off onto the map. But then you can end up in this weird place where you're like under the dam over there, and you're swimming in water, but you're not in water. It's really weird glitches all over here. So now that I've built all that up, watch it not happen at the end here. It should. It just did it like yesterday, so it should do it again. I've got it recorded anyway, so I'll probably post a video on it, like recorded video. But it'd be cool to do it live. All right, here we go. So they still haven't fixed my crew emblem glitching out on my hoodie during cutscenes. I'm sure they don't care. But here we go. Once this is over with, if this glitch happens, I will be stuck. And my only way out will be, like I said, I never tried blowing myself up again from that point, but the only way legitimately out, I guess, is by falling through the map at the bottom of that stairway that normally you can never get into anyway. No, actually, can I get into it right now? Like before, rather than going right to the suite? Well, let's see. Does the elevator door open right now if I go to it? It does. Okay, so that's the same. And then... Actually, I'm just going to run over there right now and look at it before I go to the suite. It's in the service area. And you come through here. It is open. And... no, you can't get into those stairs. Okay, so that's the difference. After this mission is over, you can get into this door. And you can do it. Unless... is there another one? No, there's not. All right, I don't want to head out that way. I'm going to go... okay, I'm going to go take care of the suite. I don't want to go the wrong way and wind up standing right in the middle of those two guards out there. So we will go this way. There they are. Okay. Yeah, good thing I didn't head out that door. I would have been right in front of those guys. So let's see if I can do this with my old shaky hands. Got him. Gotcha. Here we go. And once this is complete, I'll go back and then that staircase will be accessible. And it's not supposed to be. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting that they took the time to... oh, hey, look, we got the good location too. That's good. All right, so we can go ahead and grab his safe code. There we go. Yep. What is this? Look at it, shifts me through the wall like this. What the heck? All right, so here we go. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Look at this. You're like in the walls. Why am I in the walls? This thing is so glitchy. Okay. So I'll go to RPG and boom, I got the safe code. So now this is where the glitch starts. At least it did for me. We'll see what happens. Yep, here we are. Okay, so we are back in here and we'll go to that service area. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me, dude? All right, so yeah, so we're going to go back in the service area, and now the stairway will be accessible, where it was locked a minute ago. Now you can go through it. And the other door, like, is locked. You can't go through it. You can jump this, and you can go up a level, but there's nowhere to go. You're not able to get out of here, and obviously they're not. The window is not see-through, so obviously there's nothing on the other side of that map-wise anyway. But you can come back down here, and here's the floor we were just on, and now we can go down, and you can try. I've tried all these doors, like on each level, 4, 3 stuff, and it's there's a cart down here. None of these will open until you get down. Is it level 2? I'll know because you can like see through the one door. No, it's not level 2. This is also not accessible. Here we go, down to level 1. There we go. This is, I think, where you can actually step out and fall through the map. And I want to say you can go through this door too. Actually, it will let you through. Just kind of interesting. You can take it all the way down to the bottom. And I want to say you can go out this door too. Yes, you can. You can go out this door too. And then look, look, they got the stuff piled under. Like, think about this. Like, none of this is ever supposed to be seen. It's not even part of the game anywhere. It's not accessible. Did I just get myself stuck? Did I really? No, you got to be kidding me. Okay, good. I got out. Okay. None of it is supposed to be seen, but they still took the time to put all this stuff in here anyway, even though it's never seen. It blows my mind that they do that. But now here's the real thing. When you jump through this door and you end up under the map, you can get to a part that's under the lake by the dam where you can swim, but the water isn't visible. It's really weird. So let's see if we can do that. Okay. So we're under the map now. And I'm going to head toward... There we go. We're under the map. And I'm not sure, like, that big square area right there. That's under the dam. There's like a flat surface area right there. And I don't know what that's about. You can see the pipes that go up the hill and down. You can see them kind of like they're right between the legs right now. And so that's basically the dam. You can also see on the radar where I'm at too. I mean, I'm obviously coming up to that lake that's behind the dam. And then eventually over here, I end up in water. There we go. And so I'm like in water, even though you can't see the water. And yes, I'm drowning, by the way. And my health is going down fast. And I died. Okay. So, and now it'll spawn me like up by the dam or whatever. So anyway, really weird glitch there. And I'd like to explore that further. I'm guessing I could probably go in other directions with the parachute after I fall through the map and maybe find other areas. I want to say when you do like a race, and if you win a race, you're like standing in this weird little parking lot thing where you do your salute or whatever your greeting is at the end of the race. I want to say that room is accessible this way, like by falling through the map, and you can parachute over to where it is, and you can actually appear in that room and stand in that room. So that's something else that can happen. I'm going to try to call for my oppressor, but a lot of times it won't spawn right around here. It'll spawn like out on the main road really far away. And if it does, then I'm just going to call for my buzzard instead, because that will spawn right by me. Oh, no, it's not too bad. Okay. It's not close, but it's better than some other instances I've seen where it spawns much further away. So anyway, that's the weird casino glitch in the safe code mission. And I don't know when that started happening exactly. I'm going to guess maybe with this new version, since this is expanded and enhanced. In the old version, when I would blow myself up with the rockets after getting the safe code, I would just appear outside the casino, the way you would expect. But now with this new version, that's happening. So I'll probably make like a recorded video on it, maybe try a couple different directions, going in a couple different directions with the parachute afterwards. Well, all right. When we started tonight's grind, we were at $50 million. How about that? 25 million up in 1 week. When we started this last week, we were down at 25 million, like 24.5 million last week, Monday, I want to say. And now we're at 52.6 million. So we've more than doubled the money. I'm telling you, $1 billion, it's not going to take as long. I mean, it's still going to take a while, but it's not going to take too long to get to. I would guess easily in a few months, we'll get to that $1 billion mark, I would think, if we keep up at this pace. Technically, I could do another Cayo now if I wanted, because that was the final setup mission. I could actually go do and add like another 1.5 million right now, but I prefer to leave the Cayo for like being able to just start the stream with the main Cayo heist, and I don't want to go through all the setups again right now. I don't have time anyway. I've only got about 30 minutes, but I do still have to do my bunker missions. So I'm gonna fly over there and see. And I actually did what I said I wouldn't do the other day. I actually went ahead and stocked up my motorcycle, my MC Club businesses, and I did a few sales because I heard that the value of them was I heard that the value of those was increased in the new expanded and enhanced version, and it is. The Coco MC business now is worth basically the same as the bunker. I can buy supplies for 75 and I can sell the product for 210, so profit of 135. So Coco is now worth the same as the bunker. Funny Money is just a little bit less than that. And then Blue Sky, the Walter White product, that is just a tiny bit less than the Funny Money. And then you've got the Brownie Mix, which is still under 100,000, and comes with too many vehicles a lot of times for doing it solo. Mind you, I'm always speaking excuse me, I'm always speaking from the perspective of doing these things solo. I don't grind very often with other people. That's actually one of the things I was hoping might come of like streaming, and if we can build up a little bit of a community of like-minded players who are playing, you know, and want to help each other out with like grinds and stuff. That's something that I would like to do definitely at some point. But for now, until I can trust anyone, I will grind solo like the way I always do. And the unprofessionals, the guys I do the heist with friends with, which, by the way, this Saturday we're doing heist with friends again with the unprofessionals. We got to do Act 3 of Doomsday and watch us fail. Come watch us fail over and over and over again on easy mode, no less. There's a reason we are the unprofessionals. We're terrible. We're just terrible at it. I don't know, like I said earlier, I don't know if it's that the Doomsday heist is hard or if we just suck. I'm guessing it might be a mix of the two, but it's a lot of fun, man. We had a blast. We really enjoyed it the other week when we were doing it, and we're planning on doing it this Saturday, probably starting around like 7 p.m., I would guess, Eastern time. So anyway, those guys are not playing on Expanded and Enhanced, so when I do that with them, I'm on the Xbox One version. So unfortunately, those guys can't really grind with me in here either. Otherwise, where are we going? Oh, we got Dune Buggy. All right. So anyways, that is something I was hoping might come of this too, is eventually if we get enough people in here that are like kind of normal regulars, we know who's who, then maybe we could all help each other grind out a little bit. Where are we going here? Where is this one? I think I know where this is. Okay. I think this is one of the ones I'm like least familiar with, but it's not that hard. That's the funny thing about the bunker missions. I'm going to be recording the instances of those too, like how often you get the Merryweather mission, which is the one I seem to get more than anything, which drives me nuts. This is actually one of my favorite ones, and it's funny because it used to not be. When I first started doing bunker sales, you know, years ago, and I would get this mission, I would say this mission is the one that I failed more than any other, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The first reason is the vehicle is just absolutely god-awful. You know, for being an off-road vehicle, and, you know, you can see it too, a BF Dune FAV off-road. Yeah, this is not an off-road vehicle, man. You get this thing on grass, it's like you may as well be on ice with this thing. It's terrible, terrible. And it gets stuck on everything, man. The littlest tiny rock, I think if there were a paper cup in the road, this thing would get stuck on it. And thank God for the introduction of the Up and Atom, the ray gun thing, because that allows you to get this thing unstuck sometimes. Although, I've gotten this thing, even with the ray gun, I've gotten this thing stuck so bad that the ray gun destroyed it before it freed it. So that does still happen sometimes too. But that's the first thing. Anyway, the first reason this mission is difficult is because of the vehicle itself. The second reason this mission is difficult is because the NPCs that come after you in the Black Dovestas are ridiculous aimbots who can shoot you while you're moving at 100 miles an hour and hit you square in the head. And so you do need to kind of be careful with them. You definitely do not want to get stuck next to them. I will tell you that. You get stuck next to them and just sit there still, and you will be dead in a few seconds. And then the third reason is it's kind of out of the way. Like the drop-offs, the drop-offs aren't on the main roads. They're kind of like off the road a little bit. So right at first, until you get to like be a little more familiar with that, they seem like they're positioned weird. Like look at this one. I'm coming up on one right now. It's not on the road, but it's like off the road. And so that can be like a little weird, and some of them can be a little weird to get to even. And then finally, the final reason, time limit. You only have 15 minutes to do this mission. So I would actually run out of time when I first started just because of all those factors together. But after you get used to it, it's actually a really easy mission to do. It's not hard at all. You can, once you get familiar with where the locations are and how to get to those locations, you can fly through it no problem. And it's one of my favorite bunker missions there is. I actually like this one. Not a lot of people know this, but those Black Dovestas that are coming after you, you can take one. If you let them stay kind of close, and obviously watch out for their guns, but if you let them stay close through the end of the mission, when the mission is over, you can grab one of the black dubstas, and then you can use it to spawn like one of the gold or chrome dubstas, the really, really rare ones that spawn at Ellis Customs. If you're not familiar with like the rare cars in the game, one of the hardest ones to get and absolutely the most valuable one is either the gold or the chrome dubsta. And it's like modded. It's the wheel, the spare wheel on the back is kind of like off to the side instead of centered. And you can't spawn one unless you have one to begin with. That's what makes it so hard. Now, if you play solo a lot like me and you don't have one, well, it's not like you can have a friend come in who has it and spawn it for you, which is the normal way you would do it in a multiplayer. But these black dubsters that are coming after you, they qualify. So if you manage to keep one after the mission, you can use it to spawn one. And then once you spawn one, of course, you go put it in your garage and save it, and then you'll always have one that you can use to spawn more. And they sell for like... you can steal them off the street and sell them for like $23,000 or something, or 24. It's the most valuable car in the game that you can steal off the street and sell. Oh man, these guys. Okay, we gotta move. We gotta move. They're really accurate. Yeah, they're right on me. Look at me taking hits. Although my health is not too bad. So, anyways, yeah, this mission is not really that hard now. Now that I'm used to it, but yeah, there was a time when I first started doing it that it was extremely challenging to do and it's extremely challenging to finish. Oh, this is actually the worst. Look, okay, we talk about weird drop locations for this mission. Look at this one. Look at where this drop location is. When you see this, it's going to blow your mind. This thing is so far off the road. You can see it on the radar. It's literally out at the shore. Way, 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 way off the road. So you have to come out here and you have to drive through all these mountains on this off-road car that is not an off-road car because it acts like it's an ice when you're out here. Just absolutely horrible, man. Horrible, horrible. So look at this. All right. You can see it on the radar, and you actually, your best bet to get to it, like I could turn right by now. You might be wondering why I'm not. It's best to ride the mountain ridge down to it. There's a mountain ridge that's going to jut out to the right up here, and then I'll ride that down to it. It's actually better than trying to go up and down over the mountain ridges, like sideways across them. It doesn't work as well. So, oof. Oh, I'm losing it here, though. Come on. Where's the ridge that I want? I think the ridge that I want might be in another direction. No, I guess this is it here. Oof. See, it kind of points. It's going to point kind of right to it now as I go down. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Okay, I didn't really manage to stay on the ridge. So, oh well. It's off to the left. I would normally ride that down. But yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is a drop point for this mission. Isn't this ridiculous? Isn't this absolutely ridiculous? So yeah, that's why this mission is hard, is when you're not used to it. Just weird drop-off points like that. Horrible vehicle for off-road. Crazy accurate NPCs coming after you. They all come, and then a tight time limit. All combined to make it pretty challenging when you're not used to it. But like I said, now that I'm used to it, I don't think anything of it. I do it all the time. I'm going the wrong way. I'm leaving I left the ridge that I wanted to be on. Here we go. Let's pull back up this way. Whoops, made a wrong turn. Yeah, it's up here. I want to go left, up over these hills. And this can be a little bit challenging. You don't want to fall off to the left here, or else it'll drag you all the way down into the valley. But once you come around here, now you're pretty good. You might still fall off. Like I said, this thing doesn't, for being an off-road vehicle, this thing has an awfully hard time off-road. Has been my experience with it anyways. But I'm going to take these ridges all the way back to where they get close to the road there at the corner, where the road kind of like turns to the right. And let's head on down. And I'll just follow this right on down to the road now. We're almost out of here. And more dubsters. I think this will be the final wave of them. But yeah, see, if I wanted to, I could keep those guys close now. And once I make this final drop off, I could go and grab one of those dubsters and then use it to generate a gold and silver one, which is a useful thing to do. And not everyone knows that you can do that. It's kind of like a little secret. Of course, if you already have one, it doesn't really matter because you can just use the one you've already got. All right. Well, we've lost them, and I don't think there's any more. I don't think there's any more waves coming with that. You know what I might do? I might do a cocoa sale out of my MC business, just because. We're gonna get a text here from agent whatever. This is taking too long. Hurry up! It's the 5-minute warning. It's basically warning you that you've got 5 minutes left, but we're just about done here. Get a move on. This is taking too long. Yeah, screw you, dude. Quit giving me BS drop-off locations like that one way out by the beach, you know, in a car that can't handle off-road driving. Tell me it's taking too long. Man knows what he can do. All right. Well, this one, oh my goodness, that was one of the harder ones actually of this mission. One of the harder versions. And then same thing down here is another one of those locations where it's really like spotty getting your oppressor to spawn. So I'll try, but it may spawn across the water. So let's watch the radar and see what happens. So call it for my vehicle. Let's see where it spawns. Watch the radar. Hey, look where it spawned. It spawned all the way over on that bridge over there. And I'm here. So yeah, there are some locations down around the docks and stuff where you simply cannot spawn your oppressor correctly, and so you need to use like the CEO buzzard instead to get out of here, which is fine. I mean, there was a time when I spent all my time in the CEO buzzard. But before the Oppressor Mark II came out, I would say the buzzard was my favorite vehicle for getting around. And I'm not a griefer. I'm a grinder. I'm just saying it was best for getting around quickly, getting around the map, and also being able to take care of some NPCs and stuff. So there's our payout for the bunker delivery. I think we're going to do a Coco mission and watch us get the stupid post-op trucks. That's the only thing. I've got like 12 minutes left to stream that I can say, you know, I mean, I can go a little longer than 8 p.m., but I've got about 12 minutes left. And looks like you sold out. To the right. Yeah. If I get like the post-op mission for the Coco, I'm not going to be able to finish that in 12 minutes. That's going to be like a 20-minute mission or something. Maybe even like 25 minutes. It takes forever to do the post-op. That's why I don't like the MC business sales. If they would regularly give me the ones that you can do in a reasonable amount of time, like the motorcycle one, not the ambush one. By the way, there's 2 motorcycle missions. There's one where you just drive the motorcycle into the back of the truck and leave it. And then there's another one where when you get to the destination, there's a big ambush waiting for you with cops and stuff, and you have to deal with them, and then you have to go and get the other, and it's just annoying. There's like a backup location you have to take it to instead. So like that mission takes forever. The post-op mission takes forever. The seaplane mission, it's not terrible, but I hate having to stay under the radar. That's a little bit annoying. I'm always worried I'm going to crash when you have to fly through trees, because the trees are taller than the height at which you're allowed to fly without getting the cops on you, that is. So that one can be a little bit time consuming because you have to be so careful. The missions that I like are the MC van. I like the MC van. I like the motorcycle one where you just drop it off. I like the boats mission. The boats mission is good, and I like the buzzard mission, the helicopter mission. All those are good MC business missions. You can finish them in a reasonable amount of time. They're a reasonable difficulty. They're not too hard, and they're worth it. But those other ones, man. You know what? It's gonna sound funny. Well, not funny, but you may disagree. The garbage truck mission actually isn't that bad either. The garbage trucks are surprisingly agile and speedy compared to the post-op trucks anyways. So that one's not too bad. But the post-op truck and the motorcycle ambush one and the seaplane, I'm just not a fan of those. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. We'll give it a shot. If we get post-op, we get post-op. And it's just, you'll hear me bitch. You'll hear me whine and complain. I've actually when I was playing this character on PS4, I actually did over 60 sales on this thing. So, but look, it's the same value now as the bunker mission. So Coco now pays the same as gun running for single player. So we'll see. Please don't be post-op. Please don't be post-op. Please don't be post-op. Come on, loading screen. Give me the bad news. It's post-op. Oh. Oh, good Lord. I hate these. Oh, just shoot me now. All right. And this is why I don't do MC business. So let's see where these are, because I will not try to drive this thing over the mountains. That is just asking for trouble. I will... Okay, I'm going to go over by the bunker. I'm going to take the main roads around the mountain on the bunker side. And believe me, it's actually faster to stay on the main roads. I can't believe I got I don't know why I say that. Of course I got the post-op mission. I get this mission more than any other mission for MC business sales. But it's definitely going to take me over that 8 o'clock mark. Oh, well. It is what it is, I guess. It just serves to prove my point that MC business sales are oftentimes not worth it. So what we'll do is, I saw there's one drop-off location that's right by my bunker, so we'll head to that one first. And then I know kind of where they are after that. I haven't done these in a long time. Like after Cayo Perico came out, I made the decision that they're not worth my time. And I think I think you all can appreciate that decision. You'd probably agree with it. But I thought I would just put it back in, since I am trying to grind $1 billion. Man, you know what just occurred to me? That Cayo Perico cooldown ended a long time ago, and if you don't buy the next one like in 48 minutes, you don't get hard mode. I hope I can finish this before that hard mode cooldown has expired. Oh man, I just realized that. I forgot about that. I should have been spawning into my Kasaka and buying the next Wait a minute. No. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Why? See what happens when you get old, kids? Your brain starts to go. You start to have senior moments. That's right. I did all the prep missions. Actually, no. Okay, I didn't do the second finale. I've actually got a finale ready. I don't have to worry about that. Okay. Never mind. False alarm. That's not a problem. I misremembered. See, I'm not used to doing it this way. I was in the past when I was doing this stream, I was actually doing the prep missions and then the finale all within the one stream. And then one of the last things I would do at the end of the stream was buy it to get the hard mode. But now what I want to do is I want to do the heist to start the stream, and then, you know, do my nightclub sale and stuff like that. Buy the next one, do all the setup missions, and be ready for the next stream with the main heist all ready to go. That's what threw me off a little bit. And then eventually, at some point, I might decide to go ahead and do 2 main heists during a single stream, which will just be a huge money gain for a single night. Good stuff, you know. But once I do that, of course, then I won't have time to do all the setups again during that stream. So, all right, yeah, I messed myself up there. I'm like, wait, what? That's the other thing about this, too, is this is so annoying. Like, you have to actually get out of the truck, run up to the doorstep, drop it off. It's just like, come on, guys. You really... All right, whatever. We'll do it. There's 1 out of 10. We are 10% done. It's going to take forever. This vehicle is so terrible. It's so awful. I hate this vehicle. It's so slow. And like I said, the reason I go around on the main roads is this thing can't even make it up some of those mountain roads. I mean, it does make it up, but it cranks down to like 2 miles an hour or something like that. It's ridiculous. If you saw it, it's ridiculous. As a matter of fact, I think maybe it was The Professional. One of the YouTubers that does like a lot of money how-tos. I want to say it was The Professional. He discovered, well, a couple things he does. He does boosting too. He'll have another person in the session with him, and he will have them like run into the back of this thing over and over, like with an insurgent or something, and it pushes you along much faster. So there's boosting. There's that. But the other thing he discovered is when you have to go uphill like that, like up a steep road, this thing actually will do it faster in reverse than it does in drive. So if you're alone and you got to go up a steep hill in the post-op van, you're actually better off reversing the thing and driving backwards up that hill rather than trying to drive straight up the hill forward, because like I said, it grinds down to like 2 miles an hour. It's unbelievable. It's painful. It's actually painful. I mean, look at us. We're already 6 minutes into this thing. I've got 2 of these trucks to do. This is only the first truck. And, you know, so I've got basically 15 minutes per truck. So I need to move on these things, and and these trucks don't move. That's just all there is to it. Yeah, I might not include these again over time. I might just leave these alone. They're not fun to do. They're terrible missions, and unfortunately, when you do the MC business sales, you get these missions, these post-op truck missions, more than any other kind. They're the most common mission there is, and they're just absolutely god-awful. Did you know that when the MC businesses first came out, there was a mission called, I think they called it the backpack mission, or the duffel bag mission, and you'd come out of your lockup or whatever. It wasn't just for Coco. It was for, I think it was for any of the businesses, but you'd come out of your lockup and you'd be wearing a duffel bag that had all the product in it. And then you could choose to go deliver it with any vehicle you wanted, any of your vehicles. And they took that back out of the game. You can't get that mission anymore. And I can't imagine why they took it out. Like, what was it? Was it just too enjoyable? Were people having too much fun with that? What, Rockstar, what is it with you guys? When there's anything the players like, you seem to find it to be a problem. But when you have something absolutely freaking horrible like the post-op mission or the Merryweather mission for the bunkers, then you crank up the percentage so that they get that more than anything else. What is it with you guys in that, you know? And if the answer is what we all suspect it is, which is that, oh, we want shark card sales, we don't want you earning your own money in game. You know, if you want to buy the cool stuff, we want you to pay us cash to get the money to do that. And you know, we'll charge you, what is it, like $100 for $8 million? Are you kidding me? I can do 3 Cayo Perico heists, okay, and earn, what would that be? 1.5, 3, 4.5. I guess that would be $4.5 million. But I can do that in a few hours. I'm sorry, man. $100 for $8 million in the in-game. That's nuts. That's just absolutely freaking nuts. I don't know, you know, like I said, who pays it, and I'm not judging if it's worth it to you. If you like this game and if it's worth it to you to spend the money to get the in-game money rather than playing these. Maybe you don't like this content. Maybe you don't like these sell. I mean, listen to me talk about it. Clearly, I don't like the post-op missions, which is why I don't normally do them. But I like Cayo Perico, and I like the bunker, and I like the nightclub stuff, and I do like that stuff. And there are other things that you can do that earn money that I like too, like the exotic exports. I like the vehicle deliveries out of your garage. I like the agency security missions and the payphone hits. I like the CEO car exports. Not a big fan of cargo though. But there is content, there is money earning content in the game that I do enjoy. And when I want to do a big grind, like I'm doing this $1 billion grind for these streams, I also don't mind figuring out like what the most efficient way is. And it doesn't include post-op ads. This is like the antithesis of the $1 billion grind. So let's look at how much trouble this guy's having getting up here. Unbelievable. And I gotta climb these stairs to go drop it off. So anyways, there's plenty of content in game though that I enjoy that earns money, and I don't mind doing it. If there are people out there who don't enjoy that and they want to buy the more expensive items in the games, the more expensive weapons and properties and cars and what I'm talking about, all the expensive stuff that you can buy in game. If there are people out there who want to buy that stuff, they don't enjoy the money-making activities, and it's worth it to them to pay the real-world money for shark cards to get the in-game cash to buy those items. If it's worth it to them, I got no problem with that. I don't care. But I don't like the way Rockstar makes this stuff, like these post-op fan missions. Like the way they make this like the most common. Let's say there's 5 different missions for MC Business. I think there's actually more than that, but let's say there's 5. Why on earth can't you just make it 20% chance for any of them? Why do you weight the percentages so that the ones that you know suck the worst are the ones that people get the most? Why do you do that? Why? It's like, stuff like that is what annoys me, because I feel like you'll never say it, but I feel like the reason you do it, Rockstar, is in order to make it less fun to earn money in the game with the activities you've created, and encourage people to just give up on that and buy shark cards instead, give you more money. Because it's not enough that you've sold the game. Like I was saying earlier in the stream, I've bought this game 5 times. I bought it on PS3. I bought it on PS4. I bought it on PC. I bought it for my Xbox Series X last year. I bought it, the Xbox One version of the game. I never had an Xbox One itself, but I bought that version, and now I bought this expanded and enhanced for Xbox Series X. So I've bought this game, this title, 5 times. And I want to say the first time I bought it for PS3 was actually like in 2014. I didn't play it for almost a year after it came out. I wasn't down with it right at first. So I know the world was like going crazy with it in September of 2013. I hadn't even seen it yet. I didn't even have a PS3 in September of 2013 though. I didn't buy my PS3 until Black Friday of 2013. So November, a couple months later. I can Motorcycle Club my oppressor now, can I? Yep, and it spawns right in front of me that way. Not like 4 blocks over. So I bought this game in 2014 originally, and then over the last 8 years, I've bought it all those other times. So over 8 years, I bought this game 5 times. Do you really need shark card money from me, Rockstar? Do you really need a $6 a month subscription fee from me just to give me $500,000? Not provide any value whatsoever for it? That is they're becoming notorious. Rockstar Games is becoming notorious for charging money for no value. They keep reselling their games. What was that remaster crap of the trilogy this last fall? That was awful. Just awful. I would rather play GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I would rather go play it in its original form on the PS2 or the original Xbox rather than play it in this remastered version on the new. It just wasn't worth it. It's terrible, just god awful. So the fact that they're reselling their old titles again, I'm just waiting. When is the remaster of GTA 4 coming? You know they're going to do it, right? They have to. They want to resell. In fact, I think it's time they remastered Red Dead Redemption also. Not RDR2. That'll come later. They'll remaster Red Dead Redemption 2 for the new generation 2. I'm sure of that. But the original Red Dead Redemption, when's the remaster of that coming? I'm sure that's coming. And then GTA 4 needs to come also. And then let's not forget The Lost and the Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony. They got to remaster all those too. We got to get remastered versions of those games too, man. Rockstar, man, you're missing out. You gotta capitalize. You got all these properties, man. You got to resell them. It's not enough that you sold them the first time. Can you imagine? Like, what other game company really does that? And again, the whole point was you come out with a new GTA, not rehash the same old game, literally the same old game, same characters, same dialogue, same missions, everything. That's not the idea, man. That's not how it's supposed to work. I don't know, man. These guys, that, like I say, they're becoming notorious now at this point for selling crap. They haven't sold a good game. I'll name a caveat to that in a minute. They haven't sold a good game since Red Dead Redemption 2, the single player mode. The online version of that is a hot pile of garbage, so don't even get me started on that. But Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode is actually fantastic. I enjoyed it. I played it all the way through, and I may even do a playthrough video series of it because I think it's a great story. And I think it was beautiful, and I think the map was immersive and huge and awesome, and it had all the intricacies of like a GTA. The only thing about Red Dead, and the reason Red Dead will probably never be able to reach the level of popularity that, oh my God, this post-op van, dude, really? Let me get this straight. My 4,000-ton post-op van ran into this tiny little light SUV, and the SUV just kept on driving along like nothing happened. But my post-op van acted like it got hit by a freaking steamroller, man. I mean, geez, you got to be kidding me with that. Anyways, the reason Red Dead will probably never reach the kind of popularity that GTA will has a lot to do with the setting. And again, as I've already said, the setting is beautiful. The map is beautiful. Everything's great about it. A lot of intrigue. It's a really neat game. It's a lot of fun, actually. But there is, in that 1890s setting, there is kind of a slowness factor, a lack of action factor. It's not as fast-paced. It's a slower pace. Life was a slower pace in the 1890s than it is today. I mean, let's face it. I'm out here on YouTube streaming this video, playing this game, talking, whatever. And anybody could log in and look at this and get in and hear me. And I think there's a 10-second delay or something like that. I don't know, whatever the delay is. But we have a much faster paced world today than they had in 1890s, and because of that, that slower pace is going to make its way into the game, in games like Red Dead. And I want to say that to people who are accustomed to like the high fast-paced action of like GTA in the modern setting with our fast cars and good God, with our flying bike rockets, I think we crave that action, that faster pace that a Red Dead type game really can't deliver. And that's why Red Dead will never be as popular as GTA. Not that it's not a great game. It is a great game, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, and it's definitely worth playing through. Again, story mode, not Red Dead Online. Red Dead Online is a hot pile of garbage in my mind. They did it very poorly. It was very anti-consumer, I would say. But yeah, so that's the last really good thing that Rockstar has released. I was saying they're getting notorious for releasing crap, with no value. So Red Dead Redemption 2 was the last thing that they've released that I would say was truly good. And I said there'd be a caveat to that, and I'll name that in a moment. Since Red Dead Redemption 2, what have they really released? They've released the remasters of the classic trilogy. They've released, yet another new skin of this game that I'm playing right now. They're now contemplating releasing a subscription service to go with GTA Online. And, where's the subscription service for Red Dead Online? Boy, wouldn't that be something. They haven't released anything. And I don't know what their deal is. I mean, from 2010 to 2020, how many games did they even release? I mean, I guess they released GTA 5. They released Red Dead Redemption 2. When was the original Red Dead Redemption? It was before 2010, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 2008 or something, or 2009? Did Bully come out after 2010? I know there's some other titles in there. There's L.A. Noire. There's some other games in there, and maybe those came out after 2010. But the major releases in the entire decade was just GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. That was it. And then they're reskinning other games now, reskinning their old games. It's just pathetic, man. It's just pathetic. Now, the caveat, by the way, I said that there's one caveat. I will say that this expanded and enhanced version that I'm playing right now, I will say that it is a good release in the sense that it corrected some of the graphics issues that really, really bugged me about the last generation version of this game. And I've said this before on other streams, and I'll reiterate it here because I feel strongly about it. I never understood what the problem was with the display on the last generation on the Xbox One and PS4 versions of this game. And I'm not the only one that noticed this too. On those games, when you're driving along at a fast pace, like in a car on the road or something, a lot of the stuff off in the distance looks absolutely terrible. And I mean terrible. It's like shimmery, jaggedy. It's got a lot of display problems when you're driving at a fast pace for stuff that's off in the distance. And I'm not like a graphics guru. I don't understand like all the terms for 3D graphics. But I read a Reddit post by somebody at one point that was talking about exactly that. And the comment that they made, and maybe this explains it, was they said they felt like they were talking about the PS4 version, but it's the same on Xbox One. They felt like they had turned off interlacing. Or no. No, it wasn't interlacing. What did they say they turned off? Oh, anti-aliasing. That's what it was. They said looking at it when they're playing in this, and specifically when they're driving around and looking at stuff off in the distance, it feels like anti-aliasing has been completely turned off, and basically you're stuck with this, like what I'm saying, this jaggedy, shimmery, ugly display of stuff being rendered off in the distance. And I'll tell you, if you go back before that, if you go back to like the PS3 version of this game, the Xbox 360 version of the game, oh my gosh, this stupid car. I'm going in reverse because like I told you earlier, I found that you can go up the hill faster in reverse. Yes, this is faster than you can go up the hill forward. Of course, it's a little bit more annoying to avoid the traffic, a little more difficult. So on PS3, even though the resolution wasn't as high and the frame rate wasn't as high either, I mean, what was PS3? 720p and 30 frames a second or something like that? I'm on my PS4 playing what I believed was, 1080p and and 60 frames a second. Maybe it was 30 frames. I don't know. I just felt like the image quality wasn't there on the PS4 that had been there on the PS3. And so I had a real problem with that. And I will say that this version, this expanded and enhanced version that I'm playing now, that has been fixed. And I don't know how much of that comes through a stream. I mean, obviously I'm streaming this to you guys on YouTube, so you're not seeing exactly what I'm seeing. You're seeing a YouTube re-encoded version of what I'm seeing. YouTube re-encodes everything when you send it to them. So maybe you couldn't see that anyways, but if you play it yourself on your PS4 or your Xbox One, excuse me. If you play it yourself on Xbox One or PS4, surely you've noticed this. Drive along the highway and look at the mountains in the distance, and it's like there's something wrong. Like it's got this ugly, jaggedy shimmer to it that shouldn't be there. That's gone in this version. In this version, all the stuff off in the distance is rock solid. It doesn't look horrible. It looks clear. It looks the way you would expect it to look. Funny thing is, I would say that this version looks like what the previous generation version should have looked like from the beginning. I don't think that they needed to do whatever it was they did that messed that up. I think they made a mistake, or or it was just poor quality, or whatever the heck it is. Dude, get out of my way. This car is like swerving to stay in front of me. I feel like what we've really got here is exactly what the last generation version should have looked like. It should have been solid. There was no reason to make it look that bad. It didn't look that bad on PS3. The original version, the generation before that, it didn't look that bad there. So yeah. Anyways, that's my take on that. That's the caveat to their releases. At least this release, this expanded and enhanced release, at least it fixed, for me, the graphical issues that bothered me. I mean, the game is essentially exactly the same, of course, minus the glitches in the casino mission for getting the safe code, obviously. That's something new. But and the crew emblem on the hoodie not rendering properly in cutscenes. That's another problem specific to this version of the game. But those niggling little issues aside, the graphical upgrade to this was absolutely a visible one. You can definitely see it. You can definitely feel it. And if like me, if you were bothered by all that shimmering crap out in the distance, which by the way the PC never had. My PC version of the game was always rock solid all the time. It was very much just a PS4/Xbox One thing. And if that bothered you like it did me, then you would really appreciate this version of the game, that has been corrected and everything looks the way you would expect it to look now. Again, it's kind of sad. It's an upgrade that shouldn't have been necessary. It's an upgrade to something that should have been already. But nonetheless, they did fix it, and I am thankful for that. So, all right. So we sold our horrible post-op mission game. Oh, yeah. That's why I don't do MC businesses. And I'm going to disband the MC. Oh, it's still in process. Okay. Well, then I'm going to call for my oppressor. I guess I gotta wait to hear from LJT before this mission is over. Okay. I don't know. It said it was still active when I tried to disband the MC. I feel like it shouldn't have said that. What are we gonna do here? All right, are we gonna get a phone call from LJT or what? I guess not. Oh, here it is. Yes, I know we have a sale, dude. We've had a sale for a while. It just took you a really long time to call me. So, all right. So now I'm going to disband the MC because, man, that's the other thing with MCs. they'll start raiding. Like, I'll get a call like, hey, man, the lockup's being raided. You got to run here and try to save it, and you'll start losing product. It's really annoying. Or there'll be a snitch you have to go after. Just all kinds of crap. That doesn't happen with the bunker and the nightclub, really, or the agency. Not that the agency has product anyway, but yeah, it's an MC thing too. And I've got all the security. Like, I've purchased all the security upgrades for all of my MC businesses, and I still get raided all the time when I've got my MC club active. That's another reason why I never do stuff in MC. I get tired of dealing with that. It detracts from the grind, you know. But what I'm going to do is park myself in my Kasaka because this grind is over. Actually, before I do, where are we at? We are just, look at this, 930,000. You know what? I know I'm 20 minutes past when I said, but I'm going to do a payphone hit. I've got to hit 53 million. I've got to hit 53 million. I can't be this close and leave this grind where it's at. Come on, man. Come on, man. We got to do 53 million. I'm just going to grind a little more here. I'll do one payphone hit. We've got the, I don't need to be like a CEO or anything to do a payphone hit. I can do that totally free mode style. I always do payphone hits from the docks because there's a website out there you can see like where you'll get missions for when you, because there's payphones all over the map that you can do these from. But when you do a payphone hit from a payphone, well, obviously, where the mission occurs will have to do with which payphone you got the mission from. And when I take payphone hits from this particular payphone, it's always somewhere in the city, always. It never throws me up into Sandy Shores or anything like that. So that's why I always do it from here. Any other payphone north of this, you could wind up going to Sandy Shores. So, Franklin, give me a payphone mission, buddy. Payphone hit.
Hey, partner. You got it, partner.
I could have just like stolen a Simeon vehicle probably too. Or no, I'm at 930, isn't it? All right. So is this the co-founder? Yeah. All right. So the co-founder, he's at one of, I want to say in the city here, he's at one of two locations. There's two different hotels he can appear. And the three different ways to kill him for the bonus money, you can always just kill him and get 15 grand. Okay, he's at the hotel where Trevor hooks up with the real estate guy's wife in story mode, if you remember that. Anyway, let's see which one. Okay, set the target's car on fire while they're in it. I actually don't like that one. Oh man, whoopsie. I need to, do I have, oh, good. Okay, it gives me a Molotov for it. Okay. Yeah, you need a Molotov for it. And, you know, interestingly, over at this hotel, there's a car there that's not his car, and that's not him. And I always blow it up, and I don't know why it targets. Like, it identifies him as an enemy for some reason. He never does anything. He just stands there. But whatever. What I am going to do is I'm going to call for my MOC. Services Mobile Operations Center. And the reason for that is I'm going to block the driveway to the hotel, and I know I've got just over 2 minutes to get this done. It's okay, I'll move fast. Come on, Mach. Ha! Mach lay. But no, my MOC, did I not successfully call for it? Oh, did it give me a message? Am I not able to call for it because... yeah, because my Kasaka's active. Okay. All right, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to rely on his natural crash. Then normally what I'll do, I could return my Kasaka, but you know, it's not a big deal. I'll park my Mach, my MOC, across this driveway, and so he can't get out. But to be honest, usually when he jumps in his car, the first thing he does is he crashes into the back of the hotel anyway. So he kind of won't get out anyway. He'll end up crashing right into this wall here. And you know what I'm going to do? These cars are always here. Maybe I should have taken that one that I blew up, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to take this car. And I'm going to like put it here. And then I'm going to grab that yellow car and I'm going to put it there as well. So let's, what is this? A prairie. It's one of the crap cars. We got less than a minute till he comes out. It's fine. I'm going to put these here just to make it a little more difficult. I mean, that won't stop him totally, but it can help slow him down at least. And I'm going to hide behind this wall and wait for him to come out. And when he gets in his crappy convertible over there, then I'm going to run up and throw the Molotov on him. And that's the other way you can assassinate him, by the way, because there's like 3 different ways you can take him out. If you just take him out straight, you'll get like $15,000. But then if you take him out by whatever the bonus way is, you'll get an additional 70. So you get like 85,000 for the total thing. 15 plus 70. This one is the Molotov, burn him to death after he gets in his car, light him on fire. The other 2 versions are you take his car before he comes out, you take it over to LS Customs, and you have an ignition bomb installed. And then when he gets in his car, it blows up. And then the last one is you like stand off in the distance and you snipe his car once he gets into it. And when you snipe at the engine block, the engine blows up. And so that's the 3rd way of killing this guy. So there's like 3 different versions of the bonus way of killing this guy. This is actually kind of the hardest one because you have to run up to him when he's in the car and you have to get him with the Molotov, which is not always easy. But I will do my best. He should be coming out any minute now. I see him moving on my radar, but he hasn't come around the corner. Like, there he is. There he is. Okay. And you don't want to show yourself to him until he's in his car. If he sees you before he gets in, he'll freak out and run, and then you just have to shoot him and take your 15 grand. So, okay, here we go. There he is. Got him. Got him. I thought I had him. Really? Well, guess what, guys? He survived that. Unfortunately. There you go. Yeah, I failed to get the bonus. I'm only going to get the 15 grand. I could have sworn I threw that right on him. I could have sworn. But it didn't give it to me. Oh, and now you get wanted by the cops too. Well, the payphone hit was a fail, guys. I am not going to get the 85,000, which would have taken me over, over that 53 million mark that I wanted. And I am seriously way over now. I wanted to stop at 8. It's like 8:30 now. So, and I have to work at like 9 o'clock. So yes, I work night shifts. So I do need to end this stream. So we'll just wait for the cops to lose interest in me. I usually come up here and just hide. That was disappointing. I don't know, man. I'll have to watch that playback later. Maybe if you're watching this right now, just maybe rewind a little. Did I miss him with that? It looked to me like I threw that Molotov right into the car with him. I mean, it looked like his car was on fire with him in it. Actually, I was sure I got him. But that's not the way it worked out, and it ended up, the fire ended up being all over the ground and not on the car. So, anyways, all we get is 15 grand. Pathetic, pathetic, pathetic. But that's the way it goes. Oh, so what I will do now is I will respawn in my Kasatka. Actually, I see no reason to land before doing that. Find new session. I will respawn in my Kasaka. I will park myself in my security cameras. And there I will AFK grind until I play tomorrow. The reason I do that, if you're not familiar, it's called AFK grinding. While I sit in the security cameras, while my character sits in the security cameras, the product in my nightclub and my bunker and my MC businesses, stuff, all that product builds up. the money in the safe builds up, like at the agency and at the arcade and also at the nightclub. So anything like that builds up over time, like while you're in the game. That stuff builds up if you're in the security cameras, and when you're in the security cameras, you don't get kicked out of the game. You know how, like, if you're idle for too long, you've got 13 minutes left before you kick for being idle. That doesn't apply when you're in the security cameras. Now, I have found that the game controller will power save itself out and kick me out of the game. But in order to combat that, what I will do is, after I put myself in the security cameras like this, I'll actually turn this controller off, and I've got another controller that I've pulled the batteries out of, and I'll plug that into the Xbox directly with USB cable, and then I'll put because that'll actually time itself out too if there's nothing, if no action. I'll use the rubber band trick, and I'll pull the right stick down in order to keep it active, and then that way I will stay active in the game for as long as I want to. The only things that mess me up then are like if we have a power outage, obviously the Xbox gets shut off, or if we lose internet connection, then we get kicked out of the game. But other than that, I can pretty much AFK grind forever that way, and I do that pretty much every night. So when I come back, I unplug that controller, I turn this controller back on, and then I get into the game. I'll also usually exit the game and reboot my Xbox at that point, because I found that if I sit in an AFK grind all night and then go and play, some things will be glitchy, like from having been AFK'd for so long. So I will also do that. But it works really well for me. I come back to usually about $1 million worth of product in my nightclub every day. And then all I have to do is the sell mission, which is usually, 10 minutes at that, if that. So it's a great way to build up the money. And and where are we at here? We're at 52.9. Let's just say we're at 53 million. Okay. So we went from 50 to 53 million today. Not bad at all. We'll definitely hit 55 tomorrow, but know that I'm not going to do the stream every single day moving forward. I'm going to be streaming the $1 billion grind Tuesdays and Thursdays now, rather than Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And the reason is I do need time for other things, like the recorded videos that I want to create, content I'm trying to create to post that's not live stream content, that sort of thing. I will definitely be streaming this coming Saturday night with the Unprofessionals. We'll be doing Heists with Friends again. We will continue the Doomsday Heist, and then maybe do some casino heists, or maybe do the new Dre heist with the agency. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we're in there. We're definitely doing Act 3 of Doomsday, but then we'll figure out what else we're going to do after that. Always a good time with those guys. Definitely tune in. If you've seen it before, you know what I'm talking about. We're terrible. We're just terrible at the game, but we have a lot of fun. We really do. So everyone's welcome to chill, hang out, enjoy the laughs. Otherwise, at this point, guys, I'm going to end this stream. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and have a great game.